So here's a question you might want to ask yourself. Who doesn't like a little bit of time at the spa? The correct answer is someone who likes a lot of time at the spa. Now, last year was definitely a challenging year with spa owners having to adapt with new SOPs and operating guidelines to ensure the safety of customers. Today, Jennifer will talk to Datin Jeanette Tambakau, President of the Association of Malaysian Spas, MSPA, the first and the longest established spa association right here in our country. And it is recognized as the voice of wellness for the Malaysian spa industry. Datin Jeanette is also a winner of the Star Golden Hearts Award for her amazing community work. Second guest of the day, Shireen Azli, a consultant and ex-CEO for Malaysia Healthcare Travel Council. Now, the Malaysia Healthcare Travel Council is an agency under the Ministry of Health tasked to facilitate and promote the healthcare travel industry of our country, making Malaysia the #1 global healthcare destination by volume in 2019. Last but not least, Miss Shobi Malani. She's a festival director for Merfest Festival. Merfest is short for Malaysia Urban Retreat Festival, and it's modeled after a Bali Spirit Festival, an urban rejuvenation festival of inspiring celebration of global communities, world music, and well-being. Now, together they will talk about disruption in the spa and wellness industry to create an appetite for off-the-grid experiences. Let's take a look.
Thank you, Kevin. Welcome back to the studio. I'm Jennifer Ong, and our topic for the spa and wellness segment is about disruption in the spa, beauty, and wellness industry. The COVID-19 pandemic has swept through the world, putting many people out of business. But this crisis will pass, maybe in a year, maybe longer. The COVID-19 virus may linger, but the crisis will pass. It will, however, leave behind a footprint, new methods of business, new patterns of consumption, and in fact, new ways of interacting with fellow people. The spa, beauty, and wellness industry is one sector that is bound to experience a significant transformation. The services that this industry provides are personal and physical in nature. The very basis of spas and beauty centers is touch. And touch is becoming a bad word today. Now, this doesn't mean that the industry will come to an end. Spa, beauty, and wellness businesses will continue to thrive because people will still need to feel good and look good. A relaxing and pampering massage, a new hairdo, or a detox treatment is more than just a physical makeover. It is about total wellness. This need will never go away. We know that big disasters lead to fast change. Question is this change good for the spa, beauty, and wellness industry? Let's find out from our three speakers. Joining us for this discussion is Datin Jeanette Tambakau, President of MSPA. Hi, Datin.
Hi, Jennifer. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. And of course, Shireen Azli, who is consultant and also the former CEO of the Malaysian Healthcare Travel Council, and last but not least, Shobi Malani, festival founder of Merfest. We will be talking about the creation of an appetite for the off-the-grid experiences and what needs to be done to disrupt the spa, beauty, and wellness industry. Let's start with Shobi. Shobi, why don't you just tell us a little bit more about Merfest and the history and how long you have been around and how has COVID-19 disrupted your festival?
We started Merfest in 2014, Jen. As you know, during that time, Malaysia was so in need of, transformation workshops and stuff like that. And a trip to Bali took me in 2012, and I decided that I wanted to bring something like this back to Malaysia, and hence we formed Merfest in 2014. It was 7 years now that we've been running this festival. The brand itself has already accumulated so many, new age movements towards wellness and healthcare. And it's something that we are really proud of, that, we have been able to make a shift in the lives of people today. But I think the pandemic has sort of disrupted, as we like to use that word a lot, disrupted the people, disrupted the way we see things, how the events industry as well has kind of moved, and we are trying to see a better way to pivot, right? So last year we took a break. We didn't have anything, but we went completely off the grid. We did a hybrid model. We went online. We showcased free workshops because we felt that mental health was something so important for the people, and we wanted to give that back to Malaysians.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Amazing work. Yeah. Yes. And what about you, Datin Jeanette? Can you tell us a little bit more about the nature of MSPA and what's the purpose of the association?
Yeah, as mentioned by the MC earlier on, MSPA has been established for more than 25 years, and we are the longest serving spa association in Malaysia as well. So basically, our role is to help the industry, to grow, and at the same time to go into more professionalism. And we have been working very closely with MOTEC and Tourism Malaysia as well to promote our industry. To the world as well. Yeah.
Right. Good. Thank you so much. And of course, Shireen, you were the ex-CEO of the Malaysian Health Travel Council. So tell us what was your role there, and what exactly does the council want to achieve? Yeah.
Thank you, Jen, and thank you for having me here. So I think this is where I'm coming in a bit different, and in contributing from the perspective of medical tourism and wellness in totality, because I was the CEO from 2015, so I just left the organization after 6 years. And one of the things that we have achieved thus far is that we have brought Malaysia from an unknown destination to become the global #1 medical travel destination in the world in 2019 by volume. So that's a big achievement. The question is that now, with all the excitement, all the great trajectory going into 2020, then COVID hit. so what we're going to do, what happened? So what we are doing, what we have done before I left is that we took a step back and we evaluate what we needed to do to ensure that we remain the #1 medical destination. And of course, when we're talking about spa and wellness, that's a complementary services around medical travel, because normally people don't come just for medical treatment. They would go and come and relax at the spa. They get some wellness treatment. They get some aesthetics treatment. So it's very important for us to maintain the momentum of having this 1.3 million patients that came pre-COVID per year into Malaysia, to have that moving forward. So what we are focused now is that we keep the brand of Malaysia fresh still with our target market, so that when COVID moves on, hopefully soon, we are ready to receive them back again. And we are hoping even though that we have challenges in terms of the touch experiences with our wellness and spa, I'm sure that our practitioners in the spa and wellness industry will be gearing to look into a different experience.
In terms of to counter that, right?
Yeah,
that was actually the question that I wanted to ask all three ladies is how will the spa and wellness experience change, right, post-COVID? Because touch is becoming a bad word today, right? So how is that taking that shift, that change of reducing that touch point? But spa and wellness, and it's all about getting that that touch connection. So what will shift?
Okay, one thing that I've learned in the last 6 years when dealing with medical travelers, right? What was different from where we were, an unknown destination, to the #1 in the world? What was different? So the different how would I say, factor is the trust. When they trust Malaysia, when they trust Malaysia medical services, when they trust our hospital, when they trusted our service, things change. So you need to educate people, and you need to build that trust and maintain that trust. So similarly, if you're talking about spa and wellness, tapping in this market, or even building trust within our domestic market, we need to invest in building that
Yes.
trust.
Yes, I agree. Yes.
Who needs to invest in that?
Yeah.
Of course, the spa and wellness investors, owners. I think one of the things. I think I was privileged also to have this discussion with Datin Jeanette before, right, Datin? And when we are trying to promote the members of the Spa in for our medical travelers, one of the key things is that the question is that, okay, what makes our spa different and trustable compared to, let's say, if they go to Indonesia or go to Thailand.
That's right.
So one of the things that if you can couple to the trusted medical services, and our spas have certification or
Certifications,
global
yes.
recognition.
Which you don't have now.
Very few has at the moment. Very few. I think maybe there are spas within hotels. Would have, like they have a hotel of, they call themselves under the group of World Healing Hotels. So the
Right.
spa under those group of
They
hotels,
have the certification.
they have the certification.
But isn't that, Datin, Jeanette, isn't that what MSPA is also doing? I mean, is MSPA providing that certification or not? It has to come through Ministry of Health.
Actually, right, we have been working very closely with MOTAC, and MOTAC actually came out with this spa rating criteria, which was recognized in Southeast Asia, and we are the first country who actually implemented this spa rating. Even in Thailand or Indonesia, they haven't implemented that. So that already gave us, the above value of our industry, where all the rated spas are already assessed by the MOTAC, and we are actually comply to all the rules and regulation that is set by the MOTAC itself. Yeah.
But how many spa and wellness centers are actually certified?
We have more than 300 spas actually, 300 over spas that have been rated by MOTAC, and that's a very, very good number. And most of the spas are from the hotels, from the resort, from the lodges, and also day spas. There's a lot of day spas now knew that the importance of this spa rating, so they actually apply for it.
So, Shireen, is that certification not good enough?
I think that's good for a start. No, it's good for a start because we know that they have at least, like Datin saying that at least we have it compared to other countries. But of course, I think this is good for the wellness seekers. But for medical tourists, they would need a bit more. So they would need, like, for example, that spa to have a medical doctor in practice, and I think many of AMSPA's members also have that. So then that's another added, how does it value?
But does that require a different certification coming from the medical
yes, when you have a
tourism?
medical, because of course they have the medical license, they have facilities to be certified or licensed. So that's a bit stronger. So when you have, let's say, for example, patients who come for, let's say, surgery, and then they want to go to a spa. Of course, having a spa that has a medical doctor that's doing
because it's a post-surgery wellness treatment.
Sometimes they have aesthetics while waiting for themselves to recover. They want to get aesthetics treatment. So it's always more comfortable when they know that you are, how would I say, certified medically as well. So. But I think we are getting there. It's just that we hope that we can do more.
So, Datin Jeanette, so having, since on that point where Shireen's talking about, other than the MOTAC certification, are you planning for the spas to go for the medical certification so that they can come under the medical tourism?
What we have in the pipeline is actually to get our industry to do a ISO certification. We are planning to do this sometime this year. So I think that's the way forward for our industry, to build the confidence for the industry as well. And then at the same time, in order for the travelers to come in, we also have plans to get our members to be certified under the Bureau Veritas, Veritas.
Yes.
Yeah, Bureau Veritas. That's under the travel industry as well.
Yeah.
Right.
So these are the two main criteria that we are looking at to implement in our industry for this year. Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
right?
that's the spirit.
So we are moving forward.
Yes.
Okay, so the smart wellness industry. So touch is not going to be a bad word anymore. I mean,
because the trust, when they trust you.
because of the trust.
Yes.
Okay. Right. So, but although people are more concerned about their health and wellness these days, what I'd like to know is there a bright future? for spa and wellness industry, right? Because of the uncertainty. So where do we go from here? Let's talk about Merfest.
Well,
you know, it's a
yeah.
festival where you have people, you have,
Exactly.
you know, it's all about
Yes.
getting the more people, the merrier
Correct.
sort of thing. So where is Merfest going from here?
So basically, Jen, you know, it's just like what Shireen said just now, right? It's all about trust.
Right.
If we don't have a physical, you know, a space
Right.
where you can gather, and Merfest is one of those where you get to touch your people's hands. You know, you get to bond. It's friendship. There's a lot of healing and energy that goes on in a festival like that. And if you're not allowed to touch, it's going to be a bit of an issue. But I think with trust, following some SOPs, basic guidelines, you know, I see there is a bright future for festivals, events, or any sort of workshops and spaces that deal with these kind of things. So that's not an issue. That's not an issue.
I guess
yeah.
I suppose it's also once everyone gets vaccinated, then
yeah.
there's no issue with that anymore.
Yes, that's
Not
right.
really
And-
no issue, but you know, chances. I guess to the opportunity to come back out and get together again and bond together again is far
Yes,
greater.
and you know, today people are wearing their masks, they're getting together. You know, people are already going out and going shopping, right? So for them, it's not a big deal to actually be in a space where you have demarcated spaces for you to put a yoga mat and do some work on it.
But
yeah.
can you imagine having a spa and wellness festival in PPEs? You know?
I know, you know, we joked about this last year.
that would be something interesting to see.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, what about medical tourism? I think, you know, where do we go from here? I think many places there's a bright future, isn't it, as far as medical tourism is concerned?
Yes, you're right, Jen, in a sense that, you know, okay, but first of all, we have to acknowledge that the normal tourism level will not return until perhaps 3 to 4 years
Right.
down the line. So what we have done is that for medical tourism, we have created a medical travel bubble that, you know, even now we are receiving patients, even in the current,
right.
yeah, you know, the current restriction because they have a bubble. But the bubble comes with a very strict SOP and it's all monitored by the Ministry of Health, etc. So, but the numbers is very small compared to what it was. And even for tourism, I think we are only realistic now that we're focusing on domestic first. So for medical tourism, I think it will take, yes, another 3 to 4 years. But in the meantime, what's more important is that for us to strengthen our offering in the wellness area. So when wellness, with all the new norms, with the notes, minimal touches and stuff like that, with that trust, with the strength, the new strength, with the new ways of doing things, it will build trust. And then when the borders starts opening, then you know the medical tourists will be more open to just jump into the bandwagon of the new way of doing things for wellness. And I think that's what we are trying to in what we envision in terms of complementing the wellness services into medical tourism. We know the medical travels will return, but it will only take 3 years, 4 years before the full 1 million
Full blown.
the full blown
back again, right?
numbers will come back again.
But so something interesting there just pop up. So you're talking about building trust, and you're talking about trust from the consumers, trust from the customers, right?
Yes.
But what about the guidelines from the government? Are they clear enough? I mean, you could have all the trust and all the, you know, build all the trust, but then when it comes to guidelines, there's no clarity, or when it comes to SOP or certain rules and regulations that is stopping people from coming into the country, you know, to seek for that treatment.
Yeah.
So is there a balance?
I think currently, if I may be candid about it, I think we are considered as one of the strictest. Currently, in terms of bringing in medical travelers, you know, into the country, they were saying that, you know, why do we need to do the 14-day quarantine in the hospital itself, in the you know, in our own room and our companions, etc. But that's needed because if you don't take care, if you don't follow the SOP, then you'll be risking not only the patients, you'll be risking Malaysians as a whole. You know, so it's very important for us to do that. And similarly, I think when they understood the need to have it, they don't complain.
Right.
So they follow through with the process. But you're right, clarity is very important. So similarly, for wellness industry, we need to work closely with the Ministry of Health to get that clarity. And I think maybe this is where we have to work with MOTAC closer, Ministry of Tourism, to get them to have that SOP for wellness pass very clear for the patients, for the customers and also the operators.
But okay, so the spa and wellness comes under MOTAC or it comes under Ministry of Health?
MOTAC is under Tourism, Ministry of Tourism.
Right.
So that's, I think,
the guidelines are from MOTAC.
No, and then but the SOP will always be approved by the Ministry of Health.
I
So this
see.
is where
Okay.
this is where I think our players, maybe Datin, for AMSPA and all the other spa associations, to work to get to build the guideline in advance, and then for MOTAC to actually work with Ministry of Health to get it approved in advance. And then when the border starts opening, slowly we can already implement.
we already
So you don't wait until the border is open. We get the what do you call it, SOP first approved.
Okay. So Datin, my question to you would be, is there enough clarity at the moment from the government?
I don't think so.
If we are talking about the SOP, yes, definitely. We already have submitted a very, very comprehensive SOP to MKN, to MOTAC for their approval. And they already have approved, and we are all following that guidelines as well. So in terms of SOP, not a problem, because in the spa industry we already have SOP even prior to the pandemic, right?
That's
and
true.
we have been following that, so there's no issue for us, to really make sure that health and hygiene, everything is in a proper proper way.
Okay. What about in terms of the priority of the vaccination? Is spa and wellness, I mean, they are frontliners as well. Do they have the priority in getting,
I mean, they should, I think,
are
because
they getting that
I
priority?
don't think so.
Right.
Yeah, so this is where industry players, this is where industry players like, Datin and, all those in the line, the wellness line, should come together and maybe push some sort of initiative
push it
through.
through, right?
Because that is what the gyms did. When we went through the lockdown last year and when things started opening up, the gyms were the last to be given permission to open, right? And so they went in full force.
Right.
And they got it through. So, I think this is an
That's something.
initiative from all the industry leaders to come together and,
Right.
put
But
that.
Datin, what are your thoughts? I mean, everybody say they're frontliners, right? I spoke with a group of hotel owners just now, and they said the same thing. We're frontliners. We should be vaccinated.
Yeah.
So you have people working in the hotel and resorts. They are frontliners. They have to be vaccinated. Spa, wellness, pasar malam operators, doctors, nurses, school teachers. So who is not frontliners?
Let's all be
Airports,
vaccinated.
right? Everyone's a frontliner, right? Then only grandmothers and grandfathers are not frontliners. But then they're given the priority because they're senior citizens. So where's the missing point here?
Yeah, it is unfortunately that our government feels that our spa and wellness industry is not essential, and this is what we have been trying to fight, for our stand from day one, to say that we are essential because wellness is related to health, wellness, and all that.
Self-care.
It's a very tough fight, and we have been really submitting all our voice out, through many different consortium, different groups of, key leaders of the association, including we are working with MATA, we are working with MAH, Malaysia Association Hotels and all that. We are all combining our effort now. Actually, we have been having tons of many meetings, to come forward to the to address it, at the same time to share it with the ministry, to say that we are all frontliners and every one of us are equally important to get all our staff to have their vaccine all taken up, and all that. So it's still a battle out there with the ministries, but we are not giving up and we are still trying our very, very best.
Okay, so how would you put it, Datin? Why do you think spa and wellness should be classified as an essential?
Yeah, it's because it's related to health, right? Spas and wellness industry does related to health. I mean, nowadays you look at people, because of the current situation, a lot of people going into depression, a lot of people having mental problems and all that. So in spas, we can help these people, to distress. We can help people to, to overcome whatever depression they have. So that's why it's important that the government must understand that we are part of the health industry as well.
Yes.
Absolutely, yeah.
The
absolutely. I
holistic-
think that's a
Yeah.
holistic
Yeah,
approach.
holistic treatments are the trend now. People want to go for holistic treatments
Yes.
rather
Yeah.
than going into the hospital.
That's true. I
And
mean, you could-
preventive.
And preventive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So you could
preventive.
do. Are you? Do you feel you're falling into depression if you are come for the spa treatment? Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
people
yeah.
are more aware of it. I think. It's no longer a taboo subject
Yes.
or topic to
Yes.
talk about, and I mean, did we all get into depression? I'm sure we all did. I'm not
Yes.
sure about
Yeah.
maybe Shireen did. But
Yeah.
everyone does, especially business operators, right? When your business come to a halt, when you have a zero income, what happens?
Yeah.
Yeah, so everyone does. The question is, who gets out faster than who, right?
Yep.
And that brings me to my next question. We want to talk about the off-the-grid experiences. So spa and wellness, medical tourism. Yes, the common and the uncommon ones, right? Common ones, yeah, you check into a beautiful 5-star hotel and you get yourself, pampering sessions. But what I like to talk about is off-the-grid experiences where are these hidden places that we can use to promote spa and wellness, and that in turn, of course, promote tourism. So what are your thoughts, Shireen, about this off-the-grid experiences? What can they do? What can spa operators do? Or what should they do? What should they look into?
Okay, I think this is my opinion will be coming from as a consumer and also as the experience that we have had with our medical tourists coming into the country. I think especially for the international travelers, the tourists, they expect to have an off-the-grid experiences, and I think that's why the offerings, the proposition coming from spa and wellness centers in Sabah and Sarawak are more appealing to many of our international tourists, especially coming from the developed countries, because they want to have that off-the-grid. They love the thought of being in a place that they can't,
Jungle,
they can't
forest.
access their Wi-Fi, no Wi-Fi, no what do you call it, phone service, etc. And I think, unfortunately, even though we have a lot to offer, people outside Malaysia don't know much about it, and I think that's where you can
Yes.
play your role,
That's right.
as you know, with
Yeah.
Murfest and stuff. And unfortunately, I think other competitors or other countries around the region, they do better at promoting their off-the-grid
Yes.
spa and wellness treatment. We have them. We have glamping also, so
We have
you don't want,
amazing things,
you have
yeah.
amazing things. In Borneo, you have a lot of things to offer. And I think this is where it's not just about the spa operators' role in developing their facilities there. It's also about us putting together our effort cohesively in branding Malaysia with that offering. I think that's our branding out there is very weak. I mean, that's my humble opinion. In my experiences going abroad, even
Yes.
with all the different festivals. All over the world.
agreed.
I think, yes, we are promoting, when we go to Malaysia's booth, you have our orang hutan, we have our we have all our Borneo landscapes and
Yes,
everything, but
yes.
somehow it didn't come across about our excellent wellness, our wellness offering.
That we have so much to offer.
Yes. They know about our hutans, they know about our rainforests and everything, but they don't know we have great offerings for wellness. And I think
Right.
that's what perhaps the opportunity for us would be.
Yes. And Datin, what about you? What are your thoughts about, how do we promote? Are we under promoting ourselves, especially in the off-the-grid experiences?
Yes. I think I agree with Sharina to say that we really, especially Tourism Malaysia and all that, really need to reassess what sort of wellness destination that we have, right? Especially, the nature. We have so many beautiful nature, right? In Malaysia, we have so many beautiful rainforests. For example, Sabah has the oldest rainforest in the world, 130 million years old in Denham Valley. And in there, for wellness retreat is such a wonderful place. I mean, I have a spa in there, operating a spa in there, and we do promote it there. But I still feel that it's not enough, we can do much more than that. Because nowadays, people are looking at retreat, especially with this pandemic, current situation and all that. Everybody is looking for vitamin N, they call it the nature, back to nature, because in Indonesia, you can have, the rainforest, you have the waterfall, you have the hot spring, and all that. Those are the things that actually can help to rejuvenate one consumer or one person, in terms of what we are all going through. So definitely we need to rebrand our wellness industry more. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Good. And that, talk about Merfest, right? The Merfest Festival as a platform.
Yeah.
Is there any platforms that can put all the spa offerings into one and promote it as a part of our country tourism? Is there at the moment any of that, or is Merfest planning to do that?
I mean, Merfest is definitely a catalyst, okay, to sort of like bring the industry together, because we have had a lot of, since 2014 when we started, there have been a lot of new age treatments, therapies, all sorts of newcomers, newbies in the industry that have come aboard. So even when you loosely say spa, it's not just spa. There's so much more to it. There's sound therapy. I think Datin also knows this, Sound therapy is even now part of a spa treatment.
Yes.
And they've shown results, for cancer treatments and cancer patients and stuff like that. So it is moving so fast that we feel that everybody should actually just embrace each other, come on board, and fly with this, because one of the things that we are planning to do end of the year is actually to bring the Asian region together on a platform which is awards, all right, to basically honor industry players, spa players, medical tourism, aesthetics you're talking about, right? These are people who have been left behind, and we want to acknowledge them. So the Asia Beauty and Wellness Awards is something that we are going to do regionally and in collaboration with industry partners.
Right.
Yeah, so this is in our hope that this would sort of like elevate the industry and give people a chance to, still be out there, still
Be
talk
seen
about
as
things,
well,
be
right?
seen, and putting Malaysia back on the map, honestly.
Right.
Yeah.
And Shireen, when you're talking about, I totally agree with you saying that we're under promoting ourselves, right? We have so much to offer, but we're not there. So what is your suggestions, or what is your idea or suggestions or proposal, to MOTAC, to MSPA, all the other associations, and to all the spa and wellness owners and operators? How can they put all the offerings together on one platform, and who should initiate that?
I think, to be fair, MOTAC has their own themes. Like, for example, when we were supposed to have the Malaysia, the Visit Malaysia Year 2020, the theme was going to be ecotourism, and so there are themes alongside there. And one of them, I think, the sub theme, we saw wellness there somewhere,
Right at
the bottom.
So, but,
Right at the bottom.
and I so wish that one is not kecil,
Okay.
you want to push it up. So
Right.
what we have done at that point of time was that we were supposed to have the Visit Malaysia Year. We are also running the Malaysia of Healthcare Travel, and Malaysia of Healthcare Travel 2020. We combine medical and wellness together, because we knew that if you leave it in the sub, people will not notice the
get
wellness
forgotten,
part of
yeah.
things.
She knew the
So but what I'm saying is that we have a lot to offer, but we understand that MOTAC also has a lot in their plate, in the sense that there are a lot of different
Yes,
tourism
Tourism.
themes that they are focusing on. So maybe this is an opportunity for let's say MHTC, Malaysia Healthcare Travel Council, to look into how they can work closer with the wellness industry to elevate the branding of wellness for Malaysia. So at the same time, the investors and the owners of spa and wellness, they need to look into getting as I said, recognition from a world platform, so that when they have that recognition from a world platform, even though we have our the spa ratings, right, Datin, if we can have a world recognition, it's easier to have a stronger brand
They get
for
elevated
Malaysia.
quickly, isn't it?
So for me, it's a two-pronged strategy. Yes, the industry has to come together and build the facilities, etc. But for branding, they need to invest a bit more, maybe for the accreditation, while the government and the relevant agencies, the different ministries, promote wellness as a main offering.
Yeah,
So
instead
that's
of
what.
the kecil.
Unfortunately, COVID hit, so neither visit Malaysia nor Malaysia your healthcare travel happened. But I don't think that's a lost cause, which means that the concept of building medical and wellness together should be something that we should pursue.
To pursue that, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that you're talking about branding, my last question to all three of you is, we talk about technology, digital world, digital transformation. I understand the spa and wellness is all about a touch, it's all about pampering and touch points. But how do you think the spa and wellness industry, beauty industry, for example, medical tourism industry, embrace technology to expand, the potential of this particular sector? How do you think the industry players, for example, should embrace technology?
Okay, for now, what I've seen is that our medical facilities, they have embraced technology to look into online consultation, and you're talking about dispersing medication through, ordering and dispensing medication online and post and stuff like that. So I think the medical side of things, they are getting their act and also they're doing a lot of medical conferences to continue the connection with their patients, right? But for wellness, I must say it's still a bit tricky.
Yes, I agree.
I don't envy you guys. I don't envy the wellness operators, because because I was giving it a thought, right? Okay, it's good to have online conferences like this, and it's good that if we can start showcasing what we have, but to actually deliver our service online from wellness perspective can be hard. But take the opportunity now to build a brand. I always believe in that branding.
Yes, exactly, right? So we can't have the services transformed digitally. We can't say, okay, now touch yourself on the right and squeeze, right? I mean, you can't do that.
Right.
But in terms of marketing, branding, I think that's where the spa and wellness and beauty industry can go to. So you need to get yourself onto a digital platform, right? And get your brand across digitally in terms of getting into digital.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm sure Murph
If I
has
may,
as well.
Yeah, Jen, because back in 2014 when we started, it was all physical, right? You had to be in a physical space to do something like that. But today, and I would say it has pivoted to such a point where you can do yoga online. You can learn Reiki online. So there's a lot of certification courses that you can do online. And if I may say so, that you can even touch yourself that way, because they teach you acupressure, so you can actually self-teach yourself, self-care. So if there are some people who are very, terrified about going to a spa, because people are getting that way sometimes, they can learn these things through online courses and stuff and still help themselves. So same thing with stress management courses and stuff. So we've already pivoted. We are already digitalized, and now who knows, in the future we have AI and robotics. Suddenly a robot will come and massage you. You never know, right? Tech is just so amazing. You have sound healing from an app. So you don't have to physically listen to a guy play a gong. So everything today is already out there in the digital world.
Okay, so the fact that we've gone so much into the digital scene, Datin, will that take away the skills of these masseurs, these therapists? Would jobs be lost because, Shobhi said you can massage yourself.
But I still like my massage.
You can do sound therapy. So what's going to happen then to the therapy?
No, I think our spa wellness, industry for massage will never go away.
Yeah,
Definitely
will never go
because
away.
people still crave for that physical touch, and it's still mandatory. A lot of people still wants that touch. So even with whatever technology that has come nowadays, right? You have this massage chair, you have all these apps, that helps to give a massage and all that. But it's never the same, right? Have you all tried that? I'm sure all of you have bought it.
Yes.
Tried it, but it's never the
true.
same. So no matter what, our hand, it's still it's still very much needed. So it will never go away. But I think in terms of the whole technology disruption, we will be expecting like VR apps will be coming up, where they will give you maybe wear a headset and while you're doing massage or foot massage, where whether VR will give you a whole scenario of you're as if you're feeling in the jungle, you know, or in the water or something like that, you know. But then, physical touch is still very, very much needed at the end of the day. So I don't think it will ever go away.
I mean, I
And
think
this is
following
what lacking.
SOPs, you know, if you
Yeah.
follow SOPs, I don't think
Yes.
there is a problem. And
Yes.
spas are already doing it today.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's the thing about spa and wellness is pampering, right? So you
Yes.
can't DIY, right, for pampering. So
Yeah.
I guess
Correct,
It's not
correct.
only just pampering,
Yeah.
but you feel good, you feel confident after a massage. You know, most of us will feel very good, right? Very
Yeah.
relaxed and very good, and we also feel confident, right? We can conquer the world. So that sort of feeling you can never get out from a robot.
Yeah. I'm just talking about what's ahead, Datin. It's out there, unfortunately.
when you get massage, you have three choices. Number one, massage by a therapist, trained therapist. Number two, DIY, do it yourself. Number three, with robot. Which one do you want?
Let's meet the robot first.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, this has been a
gosh.
great session. Thank you so much. You know, before we end the session, perhaps one last tip or something you'd like to share quickly with our audience. Shelby.
Well, I mean, for me personally, Murfest has always been a platform for healing, for wellness, and for transformation. So we are hosting Murfest end of this year. We are hoping that we'll be able to follow all the SOPs that are in line with events and gather as many people as we can. And moving forward, healing Malaysia one day at a time.
Good.
Yes.
Thank
Good.
you so much, Shelby. Shireen?
I think we have so much to offer, be it from medical tourism side, tourism in general, especially as well from wellness and spa offerings. It's just that I think people out there, outside, beyond our borders, they still don't know enough about our strength and our proposition when it comes to our spa and wellness offering of the great and also even digitally, So I think it's time for us now to come together and use this quiet time to build that trust. And while we have the current SOP in place, but I think, we need to educate people that, hey guys, Malaysia is a safe place for you to come and get your wellness retreat and also medical treatment, etc. So I think it's all about positioning ourselves correctly and the branding. And that's what will make the difference post-COVID. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I agree totally. Datin Jeanette, any last sharing thoughts, quick ones with
for
our
our
audience?
spa and wellness industry in Malaysia, right? I just want to assure the consumer that you are in safe hand because our association has also implemented safe to spa protocols and all that, and all our members have gone through training with us, to make sure that everybody follow the SOP, everybody follow all the guidelines and all that. So those spas already have stickers in their door entrance and all that to say that they're safe to come and visit us. So rest assured that we are doing every possible way to ensure that the consumer are well looked after as well, for the industry. Yeah, thank you.
Great, thank you. Thank you so much. Ladies, it's been a very interesting session. I've learned a lot and, Yes, so we've come to the end of our Industry Associations for Spa and Wellness segment. We'd like to thank our speakers, Datin Jeanette, Shireen and Shelby, for sharing such wonderful and interesting insights with us on Hospitality Asia channel. We will take a short break now and we'll be back for our next session and see you again soon. Stay tuned.